Friends from the media, good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference of the Foreign Ministry. Now I'm happy to take your questions. CCTV. President Xi Jinping has concluded his state visit to Tajikistan. Could you introduce more results of this visit? At the invitation of President Rahmon of the Republic of Tajikistan, President Xi Jinping paid a state visit to Tajikistan from July 4th to 6th. This was President Xi Jinping's third visit to Tajikistan and the first visit to Tajikistan by China's top leader after the 20th CPC National Congress. This visit bears historic significance. Tajikistan highly valued this visit. President Rahmon greeted and saw President Xi Jinping at the airport. During the visit, President Xi Jinping attended the welcoming ceremony held by President Rahmon. The two presidents held small group and large group talks and had an in-depth exchange of views on China-Tajikistan relations, mutually beneficial cooperation in various fields, and international regional affairs of mutual interest. President Xi Jinping conferred the Friendship Medal on President Rahmon. The two presidents attended the signing ceremony, met the press together, and attended the completion ceremony of the Tajik Parliament building and the government building that China helped build. President Xi Jinping also attended the welcoming ceremony and a small group tea break hosted by President Rahmon. The two presidents signed the joint statement between the People's Republic of China and the Republic of Tajikistan on developing a comprehensive strategic cooperative partnership in the new era. They announced to develop the China-Tajikistan Comprehensive Strategic Cooperative Partnership in the new era and agreed to build a China-Tajikistan community with a shared future featuring everlasting friendship, solidarity, and mutual benefit at a higher level. Relevant departments of the two countries signed over 20 cooperation documents in areas such as trade, connectivity, critical mineral security, and people-to-people and cultural exchange. The two sides agreed to focus on high-quality Belt and Road cooperation, fully synergize development strategies, accelerate the construction of the key section of the China-Tajikistan Highway Phase 2 project, deepen mineral cooperation, and contribute to respective modernization. The two sides stand ready to step up people-to-people and cultural exchange and cooperation and cement our everlasting friendship that the two countries will make use of the Sino-Tajik Center, the Luban Workshop, and the other platforms, accelerate the mutual establishment of cultural centers and support more youth exchanges, women exchanges, and exchanges in such areas as media, think tank, and education. The two sides are committed to stepping up security cooperation. We will crack down on terrorist, extremist, separatist forces such as ETIM and ensure security at the China-Tajikistan border. We will remain resolute in opposing any attempt by external forces to interfere in our internal affairs and keep the region safe and stable. The two sides will continue to strengthen communication and coordination on the Afghan issue and engage in cooperation under the mechanisms related to the Afghan issue. The two sides highly spoke of the outcomes of China-Central Asia cooperation and stand ready to make the China-Central Asia mechanism a bigger success. China took over the rotating presidency of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and will host the SCO summit next year. President Rahmon is welcomed to travel to China for the summit. China stands ready to work with Tajikistan to carry forward the vision of building a community with a shared future for mankind, the Global Development Initiative, the Global Security Initiative, and the Global Civilization Initiative to contribute to global peace and development. This visit had a rich program and produced fruitful results. It marked another milestone in the history of China-Tajikistan relations. We have full confidence in the prospects of our bilateral relations. China will remain firmly committed to promoting mutually beneficial cooperation with Tajikistan. No matter how the international landscape may evolve, China will always be Tajikistan's trustworthy friend, reliable partner, and close brother. Next question. AFP, Hungary Prime Minister Orban is visiting China. He is talking about the war in Ukraine.
Is Mr. Orban representing the EU or just Hungary?
On the morning of July 8th, President Xi Jinping met with Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban at the Dalai State Guest House in Beijing. China has released readouts which he referred to.
在会见中
During the meeting, President Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Orban had an in-depth exchange of views on bilateral relations and questions of mutual interest. We had communicated on Ukraine crisis. Mr. Orban informed information on his visit to Russia and Ukraine. President Xi Jinping appreciated his efforts in the political settlement of the Ukraine crisis and clarified China's proposition. President Xi Jinping stressed that early ceasefire and political settlement of the crisis is in the interest of all parties. Our priority is to abide by the three principles of no spillover of the battlefield, no escalation of the fighting, and no provocation of any party, and promote de-escalation of the situation. The international community should create conditions for the direct dialogue and negotiation of the two sides. Only when all countries can leverage the positive energy rather than negative energy, this conflict can have the hope of ceasefire. China has always promoted talks for peace in its own way, encouraged and supported all efforts conducive to the peaceful settlement of the crisis. The basic propositions and direction of our efforts of China and Hungary are consistent. China is ready to maintain communicate with all parties, including Hungary. Next question. Xinhua News Agency. China released Guinea-Bissau's president visit to China. Could you share with us the program, China's expectation for the visit, and how does China view its current relations with Guinea-Bissau? China's friendship with Guinea-Bissau was cultivated by the older generation of leaders of both countries. In the 1970s, the Chinese people firmly supported the people in Guinea-Bissau in pursuing national independence and liberation. In recent years, the two sides have firmly supported each other on issues concerning each other's core interests, engaged in highly productive cooperation in the fields of economic and social development, and maintained communication coordination on international affairs. Our friendly ties have been going from strength to strength. During this visit, President Xi Jinping will hold a welcoming ceremony and banquet for President Embolo. The two presidents will hold talks. Premier Xizang will meet with President Embolo. We believe this visit will be a strong boost for developing our bilateral ties and solidifying our friendly cooperation. Next question.
路透社，菲律宾和日本签署了一项互惠准入协议，这是一项防务协议，允许两国在对方的领土上部署军队。中方对此有何看法？
For countries to have communication and cooperation, it should not undermine mutual understanding and trust of countries in the region, should not undermine regional peace and stability, should not target any third party or undermine third party interests. Asia-Pacific region does not need a military group or the stoke-up of blood confrontation and the small circles of new Cold War. Any attempts to undermine regional stability and the solidarity will be objected by people. During the Second World War, Japan has aggressed the relevant countries, including the Philippines, has a responsibility to bear. Japan should reflect its aggression history and act prudently in military security. Next question. Global Times. We noted that China's National Computer Virus Emergency Response Center, National Engineering Laboratory for Computer Virus Prevention Technology, and 360 Digital Security Group jointly released a report. It revealed the U.S. since 2023 has been hyping up the group named the Volt Typhoon and launched a worldwide disinformation campaign against China, was China's comment. I noted the report you mentioned. In fact, in this April, relevant agencies in China have already exposed the U.S. initial scandal of accusing China for supporting Volt Typhoon to serve its own geopolitical agenda. The new report further revealed that this disinformation campaign is a made-up plot of manipulating public opinion secretly planned by NSA, FBI, and other agencies belong to U.S. intelligence community with China hawks in the U.S. Congress, and multiple federal agencies getting involved and supported by intelligence and cybersecurity. The U.S. still owes us an explanation after the previous report was released, and the U.S. NSA chief continues to spread disinformation about Volt Typhoon. What is worse, the latest report exposed that the U.S. government has put pressure on the cybersecurity company concerned and asked it to tamper the technical report that can prove Volt Typhoon to be a ransom group. The cover-up tactic is a perfect illustration of Chinese saying a thief stealing a bell with his ears plugged. China strongly condemns the irresponsible moves of the U.S. and urges the U.S. to make an explanation, stop its smears and the vilification against China at once, and keep the cyberspace peaceful and secure in a responsible manner. Next question.
Follow-up to the Reuters.
追问关于非日互惠准入协议，你是否认为这是针对中国的？你说过，你是否认为该协议是针对中国的？
I think I've made it clear before. For countries to have communication and cooperation, to sign agreements or deals, it should not undermine mutual understanding and trust of countries in a region. It should not target the third party or damage third-party interests. It should not damage regional peace and stability.
Chinese PLA.
中国人民解放军将在白俄罗斯进行军事演习，你是否将该演习与菲律宾和日本之间有没有对比性？非日不认为他们的协议针对任何国家，而中国和白俄罗斯也认为他们的演习不针对任何国家。那么你对此有何看法？
On the joint military exercise with Belarus, please confer the competent authorities, but the opinion you mentioned has no basis. Next question.
谢谢发言人。
Beijing News. U.S. Secretary of State.
我将
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken in a press statement extended best wishes to the Dalai Lama on his 89th birthday and reaffirmed the U.S. commitments to support their efforts to freely choose religious leaders. What's China's comment? The position of the Chinese government on Xizang-related issues is consistent and clear. Xizang affairs are China's internal affairs, which brook no interference by any external forces. Over the years, Xizang has enjoyed a booming economy, social harmony and stability, and sound preservation of its cultural heritage. The rights and freedoms of all ethnic groups in Xizang, including the freedom of religious belief and the freedom to use and develop their own spoken and written languages, are fully protected. This is a fact and seen by many in the international community. As many people know, the 14th Dalai Lama is not a pure religious figure, but a political exile engaged in anti-China separatist activities under the cloak of religion. We urge the U.S. to fully understand the gravity and sensitivity of Xizang-related issues, truly respect China's core interests, be fully aware of the Dalai Group's anti-China and separatist nature, all for the commitments the U.S. has made on issues related to Xizang, and stop supporting or endorsing in any way the Xizang independence forces and their anti-China and separatist activities. Next question, please.
Japan's Nikkei newspaper today reported that
日本媒体报道，在北约峰会上，日本、韩国、澳大利亚和新西兰将与北约签署协议，加强在亚太地区的合作。中方对此有何回应？
NATO, as a legacy of the Cold War as the world's biggest military alliance, it claims itself to be a defensive group, but on the other side, it has expanded its territory and showed its essence of ideological bias. This is the destabilizing factor to threaten global peace. The NATO should abide by its positioning of defensive organization, stop creating tensions in Asia-Pacific, stop peddling Cold War mentality, block confrontation, do not disrupt Europe, do not disrupt Asia-Pacific. Next question.
Reuters,
路透社，菲律宾海岸警卫队周六表示，中国最大的海警船停靠在菲律宾在南海的专属经济区。他们还表示，这是为了恐吓菲律宾。在此之前，两国上周举行了旨在恢复信任的高层对话。请问外交部能否提供有关该船只的更多信息，以及为什么在高层对话之后这么快就发生了此事？
天滨礁是中国南沙。
仙滨礁 is part of China's Nansha 群岛 and does not belong to the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. The patrols and law enforcement by Chinese military and Coast Guard ships in the waters of Xianbingjiao are consistent with China's domestic laws and international law, including UNCLOS.
下一个问题。
Next question.
好，那今天的记者会到此结束，谢谢。
Then that will be the end of today's press conference. Thank you.